with Cinema. Welcome back to War with Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, your local metalhead, and with me is...
Part of the Collector. What's up, everybody?
Alright, since he messed up the rotation, it's my turn again, and we have Babadook.
Babadook.
It was written and directed by Jennifer Kent.
Right.
Cast as Essie Davis and Noah Wiseman. It's really the only two people in the movie that matters.
Yeah, there was the grandma, and then,
Yeah.
you know, a couple people she worked with.
Yeah, kind of like side characters. They're not that important. Budget was $2 million for this movie.
I can see that, because they went with some effects and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah. It only grossed $920,000.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only bad thing about it.
So it lost money.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't get a Babadook 2?
No, she actually said she does not want a sequel to this. She owns the rights to this movie and said, like, she doesn't care how much money she's offered. She's not going to do a sequel to these movies.
Right.
But that was an early fun fact, but hey, there you go.
Hey, fun facts are always fun.
So we kind of got into this routine. I noticed that, like, if I give you a movie, you talk about it, and if you give me a movie, I talk about it. So I'm going to give you the floor and let you talk about this movie.
All right. Well, first off, by saying I'm not a big horror movie guy. I don't I don't watch them for fun or anything like that. Like, very rarely do I ever watch a horror movie. I just don't enjoy them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like having the shit scared out of me for no reason other than the thrill of it. So it was kind of hard for me to critique this movie just because I won't ever tell you that, oh yeah, man, I'm a big horror guy. I tell you.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I'm not a horror guy either. I never have been. Like, Gore Fest and, you know, just those kind of movies. I'm just not into. And jump scares, I don't care.
Right.
I'm into psychological thrillers. I'm into, if you know anything about this movie, about people that psychologically are losing their minds.
Yeah, she definitely did a good job at that.
Yeah. Those are the kind of movies I'm into. They're not necessarily horror, but that's my horror. Like, it's one of my biggest fears is, like, going crazy because you don't have any control over that sometimes.
I got you.
But
it was interesting. I mean, the kid did a good job of
well, tell them what the movie's about for people that may not know.
Yeah. All right. It's about a mom and a son. The father of the child dies 7 years ago?
On his birth,
on the day he's born,
yeah.
On the way to the hospital, her dad dies. Well, you don't know that till the end of the fucking movie, but yeah.
His dad dies.
Yeah, the kid's dad dies, and it's in England, I'm assuming.
Australia.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
This is an Australian film.
Oh, okay. That shit. I could have swore they were British.
No, yeah, it's hard to tell, but yeah, they're definitely Australian.
All right. I mean, I guess it doesn't make any difference, but. Anyways, they're really struggling, and the kid he's different. He's got stuff wrong with him, obviously, because you know, I don't know. He's just weird. He yells. He's into magic and doesn't have any friends or anything.
He's a tough kid to deal with.
Right. I guess he's got his emotional problems.
Yeah.
And the mom is working as a nurse at an old folks home, and in the dementia department, like. The old people. She's doing bingo and just calling numbers out forever.
And the old people are just fucking with her.
Yeah.
She's like, I got some milk for your coffee. She's like, what was that? She leans closer. She's like, I got milk for your coffee. I don't like milk.
Damn. I'll make you another one.
That's a fucking power trip.
Yeah.
Power move.
It wasn't a bad movie as far as how it was made. It was shot well. Yeah, it really kept you on the edge of your seat as far as like, you know, some shit's about to happen. But overall, I wasn't a big fan of it just because, I don't know, I don't want to jump to the end of it, but.
Well, basically the plot of the story is her and her son get not abducted. What am I talking about?
The book just shows up on the shelf, right? Like,
well.
Because you don't ever, because she's like, you get to pick tonight. And he picks the Mr. Babadook book. But
they don't know that book. She's like, where did this book come from? She's never seen it before.
Yeah.
I have more to touch on, but I kind of wanted to get through like your synopsis before I started like jumping in my thoughts.
Right. So they read the book, and she's like, "You die." She's like, "What kind of children's book? Like the kid dies or whatever." And she like puts it up on the shelf, and the kid can't quit talking about the Babadook. And they go to a birthday party, and the little girl's like, "You're weird. Your dad died. Your dad wanted to die, like so he didn't have to be around you." And the kid ends up pushing her out the treehouse.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What's wrong with your son?" And then they're in the car, and then the Babadook comes, and they crash the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's really just the Babadook fucking with them.
Yeah, basically, like that's the whole story is, or the whole synopsis of the movie is this Babadook is tormenting this lady and her son, kind of thing.
It was a different kind of monster. I feel like I got gypped as far as like getting to see that thing in action. All I got was some fucking silhouettes and some fucking claw action.
Yeah,
you know?
couple jump scares.
It's like watching a low budget Death Note movie.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get a lot out of that, but the shit with him possessing the mom and stuff, that was good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was very Conjuring-ish. Like, it was good shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, it did a good job of like getting me, jolted up. Like, but
well, let me give you my take on this movie and why I gave it to you, because I love
this to me because
I love this movie so much. When I saw it, I thought it was a different take on horror, and it's not the horror that makes it special. It's the psychological part of it that makes it so like interesting to me.
Right.
So if I had to compare this movie to another movie, you might be surprised, but Fight Club.
Fight Club?
Yeah.
What part of Fight Club?
So essentially, this lady is having a really hard time dealing with the death of her husband.
Yeah.
She's falling into depression, and she's a single mother with this unbearable kid.
Right.
So she's psychologically breaking down.
Yeah.
So things in this movie start happening, and they don't know how it's happening.
Right.
But think of it as her she has a Tyler Durden. It's her crazy part. She actually talked in the movie how she was a writer. And then right after that, they find the book. So it's, alluded to she actually wrote the book. But it was her other self that wrote it.
Oh, shit, man. See, I thought it was the husband.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I thought it was the husband was the Babadook.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it kind of,
you know what I mean? Like, because she was like keeping it as a fucking pet at the end,
In a sense, it is. It's her grief of her husband. That's the Babadook.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So she can't deal with her grief properly. Like, okay, let's say you have a traumatic event happen in your life, and you just bury it down, and you don't deal with it.
Right.
Like, it's been 7 years since he died, but she's still having trouble dealing with his death. Like,
right.
7 years is a long time. You should have, like, had a proper grieving and, like, essentially moved on.
Yeah.
But she hasn't dealt with it. It's just eating her up inside. Real quick, I just want to say, we have a child and a dog, and I guess they're playing in the background. So that's what all that barking is. They're having a good old time.
You call my child a dog? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, sorry, folks. Like,
but
life happens.
If you hear that, that's what's going on. But anyway,
we'll try to work as much magic as he can. But
yeah,
it happens.
So essentially, she's not dealing with her grief, and it's just eating away at her.
Yeah, and
she's having these moments where she's turning into a quote unquote Tyler Durden.
Yeah, like it's a different way. Yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
It the part with I thought it was the husband for sure, man. Like, because like she kept showing him and he was talking.
Yeah, it's her visualization of her husband because she's so in grievance about him.
Yeah, I didn't ever thought about it that angle, dude. That's probably why I didn't think it was that great.
Yeah, actually, I listened to a few people talk about movies before we talk about them to kind of like give me a different perspective. Right. I didn't find anything new about this movie, but I did listen to these two guys talk about it, and they're like, "Oh, it's just another possession movie." Da, 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 da. And I'm like, "You guys kind of like missed the point."
Like I didn't catch the part about her being a writer and then them finding the book.
Yeah,
like I didn't.
Yeah, you don't. It's not really
those two dots, but if I would have, that would have put a different spin on it for me.
Yeah, because when she like rips the book up and everything, she actually goes to the police station and her hands are black. That kind of like indicates that
because she burnt the book.
Yeah.
I was I was like, man, he wants to do war with cinema, and I wanted to fucking shit on this movie, bro, but it wasn't like terrible.
No, it's not a badly done movie. It's just I love it because it's a very like
that woman did a really good job. Like I believed her descent into madness. You know what I mean? Like
most definitely.
she got me with that shit. And the little boy, how did you get? I mean, I know he wasn't 6 in real life, but like, how do you get a kid?
No, he really was.
He was 6.
Yeah,
that's so fucked up, dude.
She casted him because he was the same age as the character.
How is that kid not in therapy now? Holy shit.
Actually, I have...
That makes me want to go hug mine.
We'll do the fun facts throughout, because there's a lot of fun facts.
That was a good fun fact, dog.
Yeah. Jennifer Kent, the director, was so sensitive about exposing the boy in this movie to the themes that she gave him a child's version of this movie for him to read, like a script or whatever, and he was never there for the child abusive scenes. Okay. She actually has like a stand-in actor to do certain parts, so that kid actually isn't a part of those scenes. Like when it's
like when she's choking him and shit.
Talking about the abuse and stuff. He's actually not there in the movie.
Or
like
when she's like yelling at him. And everything.
Exactly. Okay. She was so worried about like it affecting him that she didn't want him to be a part of it.
Oh, that's good because that was tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why, like you were telling me, like your son was like, I can watch it with you. I'm like, yeah, you probably shouldn't.
Yeah,
because it has a lot of child abuse elements in it.
Yeah, I was just thinking it's just terrible for that poor boy. Like, how would he ever do? Like, that's a tough role for anybody. Fucking adult, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's crazy.
He killed it though. Like,
and the editing, man, it was flawless. I thought the kid would be there. I thought that's why I said that kid's got to be fucked up because, like, I thought he was there. That's good. That's good filmmaking.
Yeah, this is her first theatrical release. She did a short film, which is basically the same as this film, but this is a more expanded version of that. So
she had a practice run.
Yeah, basically. Okay. But this is her first theatrically released movie, written and directed all by her. Like, that's pretty talented.
Yeah, man. Like, overall, like I didn't think it was a bad movie. It was fucked up. Like, if it was meant to make you think about, you know what I mean, it did that.
And that's one thing we don't see a lot of is single mothers, like what they actually go through. Like, in a lot of movies, they talk about being a single mother as if it's, you know, rainbows, great days, sunshine, like, but they don't talk about like the things that women actually have to go through. Like, it's really, really tough.
Yeah, that was crazy. The woman was trying to, you know, help herself out, you know, and the kid just jumps in right as she's about to go. That was fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have people that aren't helping her either. Like, her sister even told her, like, I don't want to be around your kid.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. She gets no support.
She doesn't want to share a birthday party with your son.
Yeah.
You know, he's a fucking drag. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really crazy. Like I said, it was a fucked up movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't terrible. Like I said, I'm not like, compared to some of the other ones I've watched that we've talked about, like it wasn't bad like that.
Well, basically the Babadook stands for her dealing with her grief. It's finally coming to surface level and she's having to deal with all this stuff, so it's haunting her. And the kid keeps saying, like, the Babadook, a child doesn't know what to call depression and grief. So as a child, they have to make something up to call it. And he calls it the Babadook, which is her other self. Like, he even says, he's like, you're not my mom. He's not talking about his mother. He's talking about this version of his mom.
Right.
Whenever, you know, like you said.
Well, that's what I said. It, like, possessed her or whatever.
Yeah, her grief finally caught up with her, and it turned her into this different person. She goes off and, like, kills this dog. She even sees herself.
She rips that tooth out.
Yeah, she rips her tooth out.
That's some great acting, man. That lady should have won some kind of, like, independent film award.
She should have.
She went all out. Like, I'm sure she had to get some fucking therapy after doing that shit.
Even when I rewatched, I'm like, this lady seems so believable.
She
Like I
was.
really thought she was like having troubles. I'm like, I want to call her up and be like, "You okay?"
Yeah, for
This
real.
movie.
Like, do you need a fucking hug? Like, good God.
She did. She all throughout the movie she looked half asleep, like she just needed to take
Just
a nap.
like she was so sleep deprived. And that's why I said, like, that's how I know she was going crazy. I was like, because when you don't sleep for that many days on end, you start seeing shit that ain't there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was like, well, fuck, she could believe in a monster at this point.
Yeah,
Like,
she even sees herself like stabbing her son. She's holding a knife. Like she's really losing it. She
and
sees.
in the book, it called all of it. Like, it was
Yeah.
some creepy shit in that movie, dude.
Well, that's what I was saying. She wrote the book, so she's actually like telling the story out in her head.
I was glad my son did not watch it with me.
Yeah, that's why I said don't. It's not a kid. It's not for kids.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Most horror movies now, it's either a slasher movie or it's a damn
Jump
possession.
scares, yeah, possession.
You know what I mean? Like they how many movies have they made off that Conjuring shit? Like
They've had
They got
spin-offs.
the Annabelle. They got the
Nun.
yeah, the Nun.
I mean, I don't watch them, but I know of them. I just don't care. They don't do anything for me. I watch them and I walk out of the
But I'm
theater
just
just
saying
bored.
but I'm just making the point as to like, yeah, that's either you do either slasher, like they're making another Michael Myers movie for some reason,
Mhm.
or they're bringing back Jason or Freddy or whatever, or
Yeah.
you get the possession movies like the ghost shit that's gonna fuck with your mind. So like
Yeah.
those Paranormal Activities made like 6 of those fucking things.
Yeah.
People kept going to see that shit.
And they're cheap. That's the reason they keep making them. They don't even cost like $1 million to make.
Why the fuck didn't we think of that first, bro?
Wait, we still can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you want to make a possession movie? I
Why-
would be hard not to make fun of it because of that damn one the Wayans brothers did. That shit was funny. Haunted House or whatever.
I didn't watch it.
It was stupid as fuck. But
I figured it would be.
But it was like those scary movies. It was
Well,
kind of like those.
The first scary movie, like I love that movie so much, but the other ones it has some funny jokes. But
I
it
like the
wasn't-
2 that they made.
Yeah,
I like the first and second, and I don't like the second one as much, but
Mhm.
it still had some good shit in it. But
yeah,
anyways,
they're good at making you laugh.
but yeah, I feel like that's the only kind of horror movies we're getting anymore. And I may be wrong because, like I said, I'm not a big horror guy.
Mhm.
People are gonna be like, "I love horror. You're so stupid. They make so many good low budget horror movies." Like,
Well, everyone has their genre.
they might, and that's more power to them.
Yeah,
But that's just not what I do.
yeah. So there's not going to be a lot of horror on this.
Yeah, but I mean,
podcast.
I see why you gave it to me because
Mhm.
it was more of a psychological thriller than like a full on horror movie. I felt.
Those are my absolute favorite. Like
Yeah.
hands down, psychological thrillers are just my bread and butter. I
Yeah,
love them.
so like when I call you at like midnight tonight because I can't fucking sleep because I don't watch shit like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll know why.
Well, so throughout the movie, she's dealing with her grief and depression, and it's fucking with her. She's seeing things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
cockroaches coming out of the wall, and the next thing you know, they're not there.
Oh, and when they were on her in the car,
Yeah,
yeah, that was fucked up.
and she wrecks the car because she thinks she's seeing the Babadook and these cockroaches and everything like that.
That's crazy.
And then it jumps to like where her son finally takes action. He has all these like gadgets that he's built because he's like from Home Alone apparently.
Yeah, dude, this kid made a crossbow out of a damn table leg.
Yeah,
I might try that.
yeah. He makes this backapult.
Backapult. Yeah,
I heard somebody say that. And I was like, man, that's great. A backapult. Basically a catapult strapped onto his back.
She was like, "Take that thing off."
So he uses these gadgets he creates to like attack her and tie her down because he's like, I love you. I know you love me. But there's something wrong with you and I want it out of you.
Yeah.
And that's basically her and dealing with everything.
I'm not leaving you. We promised to protect each other. Damn, you're right. This whole movie, the underlying theme, like the message is child abuse. Good God. The fuck did you have me watch this for?
Because it was that. I love that part of it. No, they don't explore stuff like that enough in movies, in my opinion, anyway.
Oh, man. I'm just going to go out and buy my kid a $500 toy today because I just don't ever want
Right.
him to feel like that poor bastard.
Yeah, exactly. And
Jesus.
that's the thing. You hear about people all the time, like so-and-so
Oh,
killed
in
their...
the movie, the news clip, that's what fucked with me the most.
Oh, right.
When it talked about, because it's in America, that I'm assuming, because, yeah, the people were talking normal. Yeah, it was a
Talking normal. They had American accents.
You know what I mean, though. You know oh, my bad. That's fucked up. Yeah, you got to take that out. They had American accents. Yeah, so with that mother killed her kid with the knife, and the kid was trying to get away. That's
and he was 6 years old. It was on his birthday.
That was fucked up. Oh yeah, it did say it was his birthday.
Yep.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
But that's the thing. You hear these stories all the time on the news, and you hate it. You're like, why would they do that to their kid? But this movie really explores like what somebody actually goes through.
Yeah.
And it's not easy.
It's like the worst of a worst case scenario.
Oh, most definitely. She takes this to the extreme. Well, the reason she wrote this is because one of her friends was going through something like this.
Jesus.
Being a single mother or whatever, and she saw what she was going through, and she was like, what if I can make this into a physical thing that someone has to deal with? Hence the Babadook.
So this movie didn't make any more money once it went to DVD because this has like a cult following. Like,
yeah, it has a bit of a cult following. People in this genre love this movie, so I'm sure it's made.
Because that lady, she made a good idea. She had a good idea, and I don't think any more money could have really made it a better movie. You know what I'm saying? Maybe work a better monster or something out. I don't know, but like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I think a lot of people went to the movies. They're like, "Oh, it's just another possession movie." They didn't see the underlying themes for it.
Right.
But so the kid, she ends up throwing up all this black goo, which is a symbolism of her, getting rid of all this grief and all this depression and everything, and she's back to normal. And they're in her bedroom, and this Babadook turns into this like huge monster, like roaring like a dinosaur from the Jurassic Park movies. And she's like, "This is my house, and
if you touch my son again, I will fucking kill you." That's why I said that was her moment.
Mm-hmm. Oh, most definitely. And this is
that lady. She, like I said, she should have got something for this.
Yeah,
she played her ass off in this one.
Most definitely. Yeah. And this symbolizes her dealing with her grief. Like, finally, like, I don't want you controlling my life. I want you out of here.
Think of how fucked up that it would be for that lady that directed it to have to go to that woman and say, "Look, this is what I need from you for this to work."
Oh, yeah.
Like, how do you have that talk with somebody? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it wasn't a bad movie, bro. Like, I wish we could have went more hard. I wish I could have went harder at you about this one.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a movie I'll watch again just because it fucked me up.
Yeah, I don't watch this one a lot. This is just more so, like, me to show people.
Yeah.
Like, because I like it.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, I'll give it that. It was fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, when we got to talk my to sleep later, you'll know why. But
scared of the Babadook.
Yeah.
So, and at the end of the movie, it's basically she's with her son. They're having his birthday party rather, and she goes down to the basement and feeds it worms.
Yeah.
A bowl of worms or whatever. But this is all just symbolism, like her going off and dealing with what she has to deal with.
That's why I said, like, I was surprised that nobody's made a sequel to this shit or like a trilogy or whatever, because when she's down there feeding it and it gets loose in the sequel. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a real thing.
I'm writing it for her right now. Like, you know what I mean? The Babadook gets off the chain or whatever the fuck out of her mind, and she's out there just killing kids at the birthday party.
I mean, if you were going to do a sequel to this, have the kid get in another car accident or something, and the kid passes away, and finally she becomes the Babadook and just starts murking motherfuckers.
That's crazy. That's maybe the trilogy. That's the third one, baby. I can't deal with the kid dying in the second one. That poor bastard got through the first one. I was like, somebody hug that kid.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was kind of crazy. It was his birthday. Nobody came. So nothing changed.
He doesn't care. He's a magician. He made a dove come to his party.
That was fucking nuts. Like, I was like, this kid's like David Blaine now?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? She's like, that's so amazing. I'm like, you're not going to ask your fucking 6-year-old, 7-year-old now.
Yeah.
Just turned 7. You're not going to ask him where the fuck he got that dove from?
Yeah, right.
Like,
I couldn't have done that. I can't do that now.
I'm an adult and could learn that trick, bro.
Yeah, right.
This fucking 7-year-old kid. Oh, yeah, dude. There was potential for a fucked up trilogy. What'd you say that lady's name was? Catherine Hunt?
Oh, the director?
Yeah.
Jennifer Kent.
Oh, Jennifer Kent. What did I say?
I don't know.
I didn't hear that shit at all. Yeah. That lady, you write the trilogy, woman. You took your swing. You caught the end of it.
Well, like I said, she said there's never going to be a sequel or anything she owns.
She owns the rights to it.
Yeah.
She ought to let me write it for her.
Well, I would give a fun facts, but I gave them throughout the thing, all of them.
That was cool though, man. That was a lot of shit in there that I didn't know.
Yeah, didn't think about. Like I did. There's some things I missed here and there when I first watched it. But when I rewatched it, I started to pick up on these things. And I'm like, oh shit, this is a really deep movie.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not your worst choice there, Greg.
Yeah, that's why I gave it to you. I've kind of been giving you like things I know you're not gonna like. Right. So I wanted to throw you one that you wouldn't hate.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible, man.
We could have a fun little conversation about it.
Yeah, it did definitely fuck me up though.
Yeah. So, what would you rate this?
Out of 5.
Sticking with it, huh?
Nah, man. We'll go out of 10. We'll go out of 10. I'll give it a 6.5.
6.5?
Yeah, 6.5.
Decent score.
Yeah, just because like I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. Like I said, I watched it. I wasn't mad that I watched it. I just, I just wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah, you see it once and you got your fill. Don't need to see it again.
It's like a Liam Neeson movie.
Yeah,
I get that. Movie. Yeah.
Well, for me, it's if you're looking for a generic horror film, this isn't going to do anything for you. But if you're looking for like a think piece on psychological breakdowns, this is a definite go-to. Like, check this fucking movie out because this lady hits the nail on the head every time.
Yeah, that woman did her due diligence. It's crazy to know that it didn't even make a mill, but it's fucking Australia, so it happens.
Yeah, but it has its cult following, so
yeah, it probably didn't release in America, did it?
It did.
It did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
Yeah, this was a worldwide release.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you could have went down to AMC. Well, yeah. What year was it?
I don't remember. It wasn't that long ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had new phones and shit. Yeah. I don't know why I thought, because it was an old ass house. That's why I thought that it was like back in time, but it's not. Because they're riding in newer cars. She's just not.
Yeah.
That was a good movie altogether, though.
True. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but next time, on the next episode, you had me watch The Family.
And you should love this fucking movie, bro.
With Robert De Niro.
I really want you to tell me you love this fucking movie, dude.
Well, I guess we'll have to find out on the next episode.
See y'all later. Then.